Hi, my name is Michael, and welcome to my motor presentation. These following instructions were mentioned in the lab. Make a motor using what you have been given on your table. As a bonus, try to measure or estimate its revolution speed in hertz. The following items were made available to us during the lab: AA batteries, screws, magnets, wire, retort stand, string, blue colored tape, whiteout, and scissors. What kind of motor were we trying to create in the lab? We were trying to create a homopolar motor. What is it? It is a type of electric motor. Specifically, it is the one that uses direct current to power rotational movement, such as that generated by a battery. They are also called unipolar motors. It uses both alternating and direct current and process energy that travels in only one direction at all times. They have two magnetic poles provided by a single permanent magnet that is used to produce magnetic field, also required to generate rotational movement. It is called a homopolar motor because, unlike conventional DC motors, the polarity of the magnetic field emitted by the conductor and the permanent magnets does not change. Our first trial was a handheld setup, and it was successful. In trial 2, instead of using a handheld setup, we used a retort stand to hold up the motor, and it was successful. In the third trial, we attached a string to a screw to measure how many rotations it's able to do in a 10-second period of time, but it was unsuccessful. In the fourth trial, we attached tape to a screw to see how many revolutions it would take for the screw every 10 seconds. And that was measured by how many times the tape would tap the piece of paper in that 10 second of time with a phone recording the sound. Each sound was one tap, and we were trying to hear how many taps per 10 seconds. Then we could have calculated the hertz, but it was unsuccessful as the tape kept touching the paper and then stopping. So how does it work? What makes it spin? Well, here's an explanation. A homopolar motor creates rotational movement because what is known as Lorentz force. Lorentz force law is more easily used to explain the machine's behavior. What's happening is the electrical current is flowing from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery, and the circuit is complete. Simple. But how does this generate movement, you ask? Well, the key is the direction of current and the magnetic field produced by the permanent magnet. I've put together the diagram on screen to support the explanation. The direction of magnetic field is demonstrated by the red arrows, and the direction of current is shown by the orange arrows. On a cylindrical permanent magnet with axial magnetization, a metallic screw is fixed. If this is combined with the battery, magnet will start to rotate as soon as we connect the battery and the magnet by the means of a wire. Depending on the position of the contact point of the wire on the magnet surface, different rotational speeds of the magnet can be observed. As the current travels perpendicular to the magnetic field, a Lorentz force exerted on the conductor, i.e. the wire, which again is perpendicular to both the direction of magnetic field and the current generating the spinning motion. It is not necessary for the magnetic to move or even to be in contact with the rest of the motor. Its sole purpose is to provide a magnetic field that will interact with the magnetic field induced by the current in the wire. These following points are key to understanding the experiment. The screw and magnet contact the bottom of the battery cell and are held up by magnetic attraction. The screw and the magnet then spin. Motors are designed to transfer electrical energy into kinetic energy. The motor works by the interaction of the electric current produced by the battery and the magnetic field. The magnetic field creates a torque on the current carrying component of the motor through the Lorentz force, which was previously discussed. So, what's its revolution speed after 4 trials? Well, unfortunately, our group was not able to measure the speed as our cameras weren't sufficient enough to capture the rotation in smaller frames. And we were unsuccessful with the string as well, as the string kept curling around the screw. So the tape kept hitting the paper, so we weren't able to measure the speed. Therefore, we weren't able to obtain a successful result. This we cannot estimate because it's not viable for us to make a random estimation unless there are viable results.